Jaws could never eat pussy like this. We saw Shark Attack 3 Megalodon, so you know what that means.
What's up, jerks? That's right, London, here we go!
Hello, people of Dublin!
J-Man, Big Paul, in the beautiful June. Gonna take us in the groove, all the way to the room.
Thunderpants.
I've got a lot to say. I took notes.
I'm not okay. Hey.
People of Scotland! Belfast!
Things full of farts.
Eat 'em all.
Rupert Gripper changed his name.
Lauren, you getting literal, Jason is getting laid. Jason
So upset. I hate this. That's my ugly truth.
This place is full of bees.
Here's a real question for you, how did this get made?
Get this guy out of here!
Hello, people of Earth! And hello, people of London! We are live at the Hackney Empire, and I can't wait to talk about this film that shocked me so many times. But truly, the biggest shock came when someone pulled out a cell phone. I was like, wait a second, a razor phone? Yes, this movie was made in 2002, if you can believe it. And what's the premise? Well, if you've seen The Meg, that's it. But if you've not seen The Meg, I will say, have you seen Jaws? And if you've not seen either one of those, I will say this. It is about a small resort who comes under attack from a baby megalodon who they think is a big problem, and then they encounter a comically large shark. A shark that looks like if it opens its mouth, it could swallow a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes, it's a dinosaur shark movie. It's got everything you want and a lot of things you don't. And tonight, we are going to break it all down, so don't stand in knee-deep water, because you're bound to get eaten. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break down this movie with my two co-hosts. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jason Mantzoukas.
What's up, jerks? That's right, London, here we go! Big shark movie! Wow, we did it, London. We
Now,
did
Jason,
it. We sat in our hotel today and we watched this movie.
I was
So loud that I was concerned for the people around me. The rooms next to me being like, boom, 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 cut it out! The ADR is terrible on this movie!
They didn't even try. This movie, if I, who have never done sound for any film, I could probably do it a little bit better than what this movie did.
We could all put our heads together tonight, re-ADR, re-Foley this whole movie, and it would make more sense, and it would be a more satisfying experience. But boy, was I delighted to see Captain Jack Harkness. That's right, from Doctor Who, rolling into this. I mean, and we're gonna get to it because when he delivers a certain line,
Wow.
which I have in my notes, bold and underlined. I was like, this is the best piece of film writing in history.
The movie will get you any which way.
A line that I'm gonna try and use tonight. That's right, get ready, London. Let's get this show started.
That's right, please welcome my other co-host, Jude Diane Rayfield. Welcome, June. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Shark Attack 3.
So I want to just start by saying it's wild because Jason informed me that we've been doing the podcast for 14 years. And I said, that's crazy. But also, when a movie like this comes along,
A movie in which I didn't realize until you played it, there was nudity in the trailer. Thank you, Shark Attack 3.
I was truly like, wow, we have so much more work to do.
Isn't that?
We have work.
There's a certain joy in that, but there is, boy, a real heartbreak. Like, there is so much more we need to get through.
Yeah. And take a movie like this overseas, to present ourselves with this, is so tough.
Yeah.
And yet it's so us.
Yeah.
It's so who we are.
For you guys to spend money to come and see this?
Ooh. Well, we have to hold them accountable. You produced John Barrowman, so that's it. We are not going to let you get away with this.
I believe it was Scotland that produced John Barrowman.
Doesn't make a difference. We'll take it.
You don't have to
take it
cheer
on this
for
side.
Scotland.
It was true. It is Scotland.
Don't cheer for Scotland. They'll cheer for themselves in 2 nights when we're there.
I will say this. John Barrowman looks to me like a young Tom Cruise in this movie. Like, he's got a great look.
He does.
And I feel like he has chemistry with everybody. I mean, I feel like this is a town where everyone's fucking and drinking out of small styrofoam cups.
Now, what I want to talk about for roughly the next 2 hours is the moment where he brings over a coffee cup to his first mate. And that first mate, well, first, just his order in general. He gets 2 cups of coffee from a bar.
No tops. No covers, no lids.
No covers, no lids. And also, but Jason, he was also at a bar.
Yeah.
Which probably serves soft drinks. So he gets 2 coffee cups. He drops off one to a guy we'll only see one other time when he's having sex in the water and then fights and kills a shark, a tiger shark. That's over there for right now. But he gives 1 cup of coffee to that guy. And then he gives another cup of coffee to the guy he works with. And then he takes a Coke from him.
That's island currency.
I couldn't figure it out either. I agree 100%.
That's the way things work on the island. You bring, it's all trading. It's like, I'll give you a cup of coffee, you give me a boat. I'll go over here. I was also I love the fun, witty repartee, because this is a movie where nothing makes sense, but everyone laughs like they're having the time of their lives.
So much performative laughter, as if it is able to stitch scenes and lines together.
It's honestly like it's underscoring.
It is.
People are laughing, and they seem psychotic.
Especially in that first act,
Opening
in that
scene.
first series of little scenelets that we have where he's delivering the coffees. They're going out to sea. They're just talking about who's fucking who and what's up with this and that. And it's all just like,
Well, I mean, it was where one of my favorite lines in the movie, not my ultimate favorite line in the movie, but one of my favorite lines in the movie where he goes, well, because you're my bitch, and he's like, you wish. It's like, what is that? Let's unpack that.
Yeah. But you're an ass man, and you'd do anything for that ass. I would. What?
This movie is ADR'd like a kung fu film, but if you watch their lips, they're saying that. They're not. This is not ADR.
Some of it's ADR too, though, because sometimes people are talking when they clearly have scuba things in their mouth.
And then sometimes the ADR, like the makeout scene between the woman on the beach and that guy, when they're in the water together, they
skinny dipping.
They loop a woman's voice to that woman's body and face, and she goes, ugh.
I also look.
Shocking.
I'm gonna go there and say they put the voice of a black man in an old white man's body, and really fucked me up. He was the security guard at the museum. I was like, This is
Okay.
upsetting to me. These
Paul.
don't connect.
These things don't go. And Paul, I will be to the end of my days haunted by the fact that our leading lady gives that man a kiss on the cheek at the end of that scene.
What was that?
I
She kisses the security guard who's like, "You're working late." She's like, "Gotta keep up with the work." Smooch.
why?
Like, she should be reported.
What?
She's in a position of power over him. This is dangerous.
And
What
I
is she,
genuinely-
by the way? Is she a paleontologist? Is she a marine biologist? She looks like she deals with dinosaurs, but she's also
She
like...
also felt like a villain to me for
Yeah.
the
Many
first half
times.
of the movie, and then I'm like, wait a minute,
Many
I
times.
think we're rooting for her.
I thought for sure. See, and I still don't know, but I thought for sure she's a paleontologist at a museum by day, but by night she's trying to sell a reality show and cut together this footage to make a giant sale off the backs of prehistoric creatures who've come back.
Seems like it.
I
Or-
was
or
truly
just-
like, that's the only thing that makes
I
sense.
couldn't understand what her end game was. Was it to be the person that discovered a living, thought to be extinct animal and the glory that would come from that? Or is she just, is there something more nefarious? Because
I mean, but
I
she's
don't
also
know.
just a woman who works at a museum, a paleontologist. She is a paleontologist who works at a museum who at night trolls shark Reddit.
oh,
Like,
My favorite-
why? I don't even get that connection.
do you have a clip that is shark mystery? Or
yes.
mystery shark,
Mystery
shark, mystery shark? You know what I'm talking
Clip
about? Did you
3,
see it?
Of course.
I believe this is the clip that you're requesting. Clip 3, Mystery Shark, Google
Mystery
search. Shark teeth.
And if you don't know, oh no, this is him.
Oh.
This is Captain Jack. And just to make sure, he's got to hold it right next to it. No, when she then goes to look up his
Watch this
thing,
though. Takes a picture,
This is nuts.
not connected
And
to
boom.
anything. Not connected to a goddamn
We don't
thing.
have this tech now.
Mystery Shark.
Mystery shark, love it. Why is it centered and large?
I also, guys, any suggestions? Anyone?
Anyone,
Just
she
post
sees
it.
She sees it, and it's Mystery Shark spelled Mistery.
I saw that.
And then it reverses onto her, reverses back to the computer screen, spelled correctly.
I saw
I
it,
was
but
like,
here-
what are we doing, guys?
Here's my question, Paul. Does she... Okay. Is that a website? She seems to receive his
It's like
message.
a bulletin board.
Okay, because she seems to receive his message as an email.
Well, yeah, I think that the way that they showed the internet here is slightly flawed.
No.
I think the way they show boats is flawed. I think the way they show the ocean is flawed. Because when not to spoil anything, but there is a mama shark, a mama megalodon in this movie who comes in and appears to growl like a bear
Yeah.
while underwater. Like, roar, roar,
They're like,
roar.
you know that the director's like, can we make the shark have some sound? It's like, you know, in space movies, there shouldn't be any sound in like laser battles, but people put it in, so it's exciting. And they're like, we need to make this more exciting. We just can't have a shark attack. We need to like amp it up. Let's get that bear noise. Let's get Chewbacca in here. It's like, it's wild.
This movie is like Jaws, obviously, it's like Jaws, but it's like, what if Jaws happened to Porky's? You know what I
Which
mean?
is a movie I was in called Piranha 3D.
But it really, yeah.
And
It really is like-
Piranha 3 Double D.
So good. But it's like when the old man, the very old man, is fishing in the very beginning.
Yes.
And like, I believe the captain of the boat is fingering his wife. I mean,
That's his
right
wife?
behind him. Right, he's like,
Oh,
whoa,
wow.
whoa. And they're like, here.
That captain is so positive that man will be so connected to marlin fishing that he will never even...
Okay,
he won't-
see, that's interesting. I didn't read that. I thought that the captain...
Brought his girlfriend?
I thought that was just a woman, because women in this
Well,
movie...
it is a woman.
But
She's not just a woman.
But there are women in this movie who are in scenes, don't speak, never introduced to anyone, and things happen to them sexually, and we don't know where the hands are coming from. We don't know who's
The mystery
touching who.
hand.
The
is
mystery
so,
hand.
I don't know what that
M-I-S-T-E-R-Y, mystery hand.
The mystery hand. So when I saw that woman on the boat, I thought everybody's just fucking here.
Yeah.
Like people are fucking at work.
Well, so
people
you're
are fucking.
saying every boat from this marina has a fuck couple in it?
I thought so. I did not realize that was that guy's wife.
Well, that was what I assumed. Again, exposition is not really doled out here in any way. I mean, the grand part of the most we learn is about this line of like fiber optic cables. Like that's the most information.
Yes.
Which, if you do any research on fiber optic cables, they don't give out electricity. So the entire premise of the film is wrong.
Especially, I will say, when this movie has to show any kind of, especially with shark attacks, action, it becomes undecipherable filmically. It is absolute chaos of cuts, bubbles, water, footage, cut, teeth right here, and it is just you can't tell the geography of any of these.
One time the camera's in the mouth because the teeth are in front of the camera.
Yeah.
That's why I was so confused about the Shiger. The Shiger.
Are you okay?
No.
But I like
You wanna
where you're
take a
going.
minute?
By the way, June Shark Attack 4, Shiger. Is that a tiger shark?
Is it
The tiger shark attack with the skinny dipping couple.
Yeah.
I didn't know what happened. What happened?
Yeah.
What the shark was dead at the end of that scene. What happened? What transpired? Who ripped who? Like I could not make heads
I
or
don't think we have an
tails.
answer. Is the answer? Like, I
But a
don't think we
shark
know.
was killed
I don't
during
know
that
how.
scene.
I think it died of natural causes. I
The
think
shark-
it saw them fucking underwater, which you should not do.
Well, first of all,
Don't do it. You guys up there, you want to bad. The balcony's like, you can't stop us. We fuck wherever we want.
But I want to break that down because it seems to be that this movie posits that tiger sharks can be killed with a solid punch in the head. Because that's what
that what
happens.
that's what
yes,
happens.
so the tiger shark is like, oh, it's not going to hurt anybody unless you're a small fish. Like, that's what they say. Even though that seemed like a scary-looking shark. And then he says that, but still opens its mouth and then compares teeth. Yep, not that one. You already said it's not that one. It couldn't have been. He's like, oh, all right. But he's a terrible detective.
Well, I mean, he's not.
He's not one.
Well, what
like-
is
he's
he?
like-
Because
he's a
I don't
fu-
know.
he's
Because
a-
at one point he's like, let's go kill it. He has no
He's
job.
like a fuck boy security guard at the
Yeah.
resort.
But he's like, let's go kill a shark. It doesn't seem to me like he's
I
ready
don't
for
know
that.
why he
He's-
thinks he's up to the task.
Yeah.
That's just hubris.
He's sort of like a renegade sea patroller where he is responsible, I think, just for the waters of that resort and that resort only.
And they do have a thing where, oh wait, this is later on. Okay, sorry. Where he's like, don't we have the best job? All we have to do is just patrol the waters here. Like they say that in exposition, be like, just in case we were confused about what his job was.
And they also have to be like, we shouldn't go over there and do that because that's away from our jurisdiction, or the manager wants us to stay here, and they went like further out and they got in trouble for it.
But it's not an area where sharks seem to be attacking. So what are they protecting the people from?
Who fucking knows?
Like it's not like.
Chlamydia? Waterborne chlamydia?
I also just, before we get too far past it, when we do meet our San Diego scientist.
That's where all science happens. It's in San
one
Diego,
of the great
California.
history museums of the United States in San Diego. When he goes to San Diego, there's a sign, when she's in the museum, there's a sign that says exhibit premiere, but it also seems like she's in the room where the exhibit will be. So I was wondering, shouldn't that sign be on the outside of the museum, not in the room? It would be like putting a premiere poster inside the movie theater instead of on the outside.
I believe it. But that to me is what this movie is. Like, I feel like they got the every prop they could together, and instead of putting them all in their place, they put it all in one room. Put it everything. Anything.
Like the Navy man's room, which is just an Airbnb.
Yes.
The Navy man's apartment, which becomes a war room with George W. Bush on the wall.
And Dick Cheney. At a certain point in the movie, I was like, George W. Bush and Dick Cheney are so heavily featured. Like, I was like, oh, they are sponsoring this movie. Like, they are, they must be producers.
I was like, this, what also shook me about this movie was, yes, it's 2002. This is a post 9/11 world.
Whoa, what? No.
It's not 2002.
This is no way 2002, is it?
No.
You're fucking blowing my mind.
No, because her eyebrows are 1993 to 1995. There's no way those eyebrows are from the 2000s.
Is her water shirt, whatever that red shirt
I want
is.
to talk about her cargo pants that were featured.
When he is checking out her ass, she's wearing beige cargo pants.
And not only
what
that,
are you seeing?
and they're sort of like ill-fitting, and they have about 7 pockets.
I thought that was character building. That guy's such an ass man. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
I know.
He's like,
where
give
do
it
you,
to me.
And I truly was like, where do you see it?
Close up on it. They're like, barrel. Like we were getting his point of view, and it's like beige pants. Just like blousy beige cargo pants.
Ill-fitting, and also there were. Did anyone else see this? Did I make it up in my mind? Like 5 pockets on the back of the pants.
A lot of pockets.
She had like a Deadpool amount of pockets and pouches.
But
yeah, there's just no way those eyebrows were in the 2000s. Like, I don't believe it.
Earlier,
it must have been shot earlier.
He's the president. If he's the president, it's post. He only was the president in 2001,
That's
right?
a good point. That's a good point.
Right. Stop. Okay, Paul, stop screaming at us.
And if we would have stuck with him just a little bit longer.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
We stuck
Finally,
with him
I'm
as
over
long
here.
as we
I can
could.
talk my mind about politics.
Paul, backstage, very pro-Brexit. Very pro-Brexit.
We couldn't have stuck with him any longer.
He had a lot to say about Bojo.
He should have come back again. Here's what I'll say. She needs all those pockets for her consumer camera that she's out there trying to prove a dinosaur exists with a camera that you would buy at any local store.
She has a digital camera that I swear to God has 1.5 megapixels. If that. And
not
the
even
guy
a
that
zoom.
she's with,
The zoom lens is not even coming out. It's just flat.
the guy that she's with has a TV camera from the 1970s.
Yeah, I just don't understand how this movie was made in the 2000s. Wow. That's making me feel a lot of different things.
I mean, this is a terrible plan to capture footage of this shark on a small boat. They're like, hey, there's a chance the world's biggest shark is out there. Let's take this small boat out there with my consumer camera, the camera from the 70s, and see what happens. It'll be fine, right? Oh yeah, let's get in as close to the boat as we can. They're too busy high-fiving. The shark is a foot away. Yeah, we go. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
They should have gotten the fuck out of there.
And this is a real question.
Okay.
How are they able to travel with shotguns and crossbows? If you're indeed telling me it's post 9/11, I mean, I can't get on with a tiny pair of scissors.
I think they're just coming from San Diego. I think they drove.
Yeah. Oh. Probably.
I also when this shark. And again, I'm confused about which shark we're seeing. I think we're mostly seeing
the small shark, like a 15-foot baby.
But okay, so we only see the tiger shark once.
For that, that tiger shark is a full misdirect.
Okay, so in that time, this giant ass shark seems to swim in 4 feet of water. Like this shark does most of its attacking right, like people are
right at
still
the-
standing. And they're
Right
like,
at the spot where the water slide lets off.
Yeah.
Like the sloppy
Oh.
makeout couple who find their way to the top of the water slide tower only to go down. I was like, what on earth is this?
well, the other couple that are fucking in the water, well, they're standing. I mean, it's
Doesn't it seem like they're at a kind of like a hedonism
Yeah.
or some sort of fuck resort? Because everybody's horny, everybody's fucking at the party. There's a crazy band playing.
Oh, the
everybody's-
band, the woman who has balls on her dress?
Every wide shot features children prominently. And I was like, what's going on?
Well, here's the thing, and this is what's so hard about the movie is I feel like they threw children in every shot, a beach shot, because they were like, we have to make sure that the audience like doesn't want these people to be eaten by sharks. And as the movie went on and on, I was rooting for every person on screen to be eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
I was so excited when those rich assholes were getting eaten by the big one. I was like, eat them all.
When
Eat 'em all.
when the mama shark comes out finally and swallows whole boats like a pill, like it, not chewing at all, just like like a fucking vitamin.
I loved
Boat
it.
after boat after boat. I was
And
like,
jet ski.
Get him, get him.
Get them. Get them
But
all.
I will
And the
say,
only person who lives, thank God, is the dog.
I will
Of
say
course.
they
Of course.
They clearly did not have too many stunt coordinators because everyone falling off that big boat is jumping. They're all jumping off that boat.
And that scene, if they hadn't used slow-mo for that scene, it would have been 15 seconds long, and I timed it, it's 38 minutes of them in slow-mo, people just jumping off the boat, just like, brr, 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 brr. It is crazy.
The most nerve-wracking moment I had, it's not the shark attacks, it was watching all those actors balance on choppy water. Because they're always on these boats and they're like, they're all like walking upstairs. Like, all I'm gonna
I will
say.
say the only person that I did not want to get eaten by the shark, truly, is the parasailer. The woman who's
too.
who's parasailing.
Same.
Hers,
Same.
that, I will say, that was the only sequence of the movie
was so good.
that worked. Especially when the shark started diving and drawing her towards
It was
the
so
water.
good.
I was like, yes, now you're getting it. Now you understand how tension works, not just chop, 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 chop.
But they make a terrible decision there. There's a man in a boat who seems to have hit his head. They're like, let's stop for him first. Deal with him. While a woman is being dragged out to sea to be eaten. They're like, all right, stop the boat, everybody.
We gotta get him.
You have an okay
By
headache?
the way, that happens multiple times in the movie. Later on, with one of the camera crew members, Davy.
Who knows?
He also
He's
falls.
David, man.
He also falls and hits his head.
You mean Nikolai Soldrov?
Yeah, that guy. He also falls, I think, and hits his head on the boat, and
he knocks himself unconscious. But
is
that's in the
tended to.
scene where the shark is able to breach the cabin. Which I think,
Could
to the
happen.
level the shark breaches the cabin, I believe the boat would be at the bottom of the ocean in seconds.
The shark has most of its body
The sh-
inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what's so confusing. It's like the water is filling up so slowly.
It's not even
and
filling up.
it barely is.
It's not even filling up. The shark. It's almost like the shark's entrance has sealed the boat, sealed itself around the boat.
And meanwhile, John Barrowman, God bless him, die.
God damn you!
There's so many shots in the movie where none of the, for him, for other people, especially in that scene, where you can tell they don't have a shark. They don't have anything practical in the scene, really.
Yeah.
So they're just saying things to nothing. You can feel it being nothing in front of them and how differently they're reacting to it. Pretty satisfying.
But they also, there's like a thing where I feel like I watched an actor who was like, all right, so in this, he'll kick the shark in the face and say, die, and then we'll move on. And then it's like, action, die. And the director's like, keep it going. Die. Like, and the energy is, die.
I felt like they used every scrap of film they shot in this movie because so much of it is bad. And I'm like, they should have cut that, right? I don't think they legally could.
I mean, I think that they literally shot in that woman's apartment that she was staying in during the shooting of that film. She's like, sorry, it's a mess. I'm trying to quit smoking. And I was like, so you're binge eating? Is that what you're covering up? Because her apartment is full of candy wrappers.
I loved in the scene where the shark breaches the cabin, she manages to get her shotgun out. They shoot the shark, they kill it, and she goes, "You're extinct, fucker!" As if the shark had told her she was extinct. As if the shark had said, "You're extinct, bitch." Like it's Freddy Krueger or something, like, "You're extinct, bitch." And she's like, "You're extinct, fucker." Like,
Well,
is she in a conversation? Does she speak to the sharks?
Honestly, what's going on with her entire narrative is so fascinating because it seems like she only starts to value human life in general when the parasailer dies in her fingers, basically. And she's left with her necklace. Because before then, although she's able to tell us a lot about what these sharks are capable of, she doesn't seem to care at all.
Even
that they're
when
killing
multiple people are killed in front of her, because the woman who's parasailing is connected to a boat with two, guys in it who are taking her parasailing. They are also wasted.
Yep.
And we watch them get chomped to death. We watch everybody. She watches 3 to 4 people get killed, and it's not until she has that moment with the parasailing woman, who she has so many What we learn about Kat both in this scene and in the trying to climb the ladder scene is she has no grip strength. None. She can't get the woman up. She can't
Listen,
get up the ladder.
but that's why I started to question Ben as well, because I was like, she can't get this woman out of the water. Do you want to step in, buddy?
Yeah.
Nope. Let her take, this is a bad idea brigade every step of the way. Getting on that ladder should have brought down the helicopter. Yes. It was so poorly. First of all, we know there's no helicopter because every time they cut to the helicopter control panel, it was like a joystick. It was
it's the same joystick in the sub. Same joystick painted.
And I was like, what is
happening? And all
happening?
the external helicopter shots are VFX.
Yes.
And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, fuck yes. The shark is going to jump up and eat the helicopter, which would have been great.
All I wanted was that, but I guess it was a good guy thing.
Can I ask a question? This is gonna be maybe a dumb question, but the submarine that's
Baby sub?
Yeah.
the baby sub vessel that's on the beach that I think
the yellow
is
submarine
that one.
that they all live in.
That one. It is actually more spacious than you think, though.
Oh,
It seemed like they had a lot of room.
I think we all remember that sub that imploded last year. This sub is way better than that. These guys
It looked like it
tech.
was controlled by the same device, though.
So, but are we to understand that Apex International Securities, whatever that organization is, that this submarine is leaving from the beach?
We see it.
The resort beach.
We see it when Captain Jack Harkness is bringing the coffee to his buddy. He first is it in that scene or another scene? He sees old MAGA man and is like, "Hey, I want to drive that sub someday." And he's like, "You could do it." And then the other guy in the sub is like, "You're gonna let him drive?" And he's like, "He's got the instinct," or whatever he says. There's a whole back and forth, and the sub is. If you went to a resort and you were like, "I want to rent a canoe or a paddleboard," and what is that? Submarine.
Maybe that's how that guy arrived. I don't know why the Navy has an active presence there. Anyway.
Is he active service?
He's not active service. I believe he's retired.
Is he our Quint?
Yes, but he is working
Quint?
for Apex in June. Just because you brought up Apex, I do want to talk about him. Apex has, if you are a graphic designer, this is how you should not make a logo. Where your A is pointing down. It's like a stock crashing is the way the A is. I was like,
it's
that
pointing
gives
to
me
the
a terrible sense of this company.
microfibers. It's pointing to the microfibers.
The minute when he says they're like, well, how are you going to get into the computer system? And he says basically, well, not until I start hacking. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Grandpa. Are you thinking you're going to hack? And then he does hack.
But he hacks like this. Like
and he
hacks
does a lot of narrating it too.
Top secret files. Oh, here they are. Like he literally types in.
Okay, that scene, I was honestly very disturbed. The whole time I thought he looked so much like John McCain, a senator from, I thought he was John McCain many times. But in that scene, we cut to him and he's in a black cotton tank top, not ribbed, just plain solid black cotton, eating an apple, hacking. It was so distressing to me.
Also, the only character in this movie, I believe, who does not fuck.
On camera.
Everybody else fucks on camera. We see it.
Well, he also has the best line where, they have this one transmitter for this, this convoluted bullshit plan they have. The giant warhead that he keeps.
Oh, the torpedo?
Yeah, the torpedo.
Mark IV torpedo?
He has
in his house? Don't tell anybody about this.
In his blue-painted room of weaponry. It's like Christian Grey's red room, but this is a blue room of just old weaponry. I wasn't going to
You want to see something cool?
And I thought, did anyone else? I was really excited because I thought at the very end he was absolutely going to sacrifice himself.
How did he not?
I don't know.
How did he not?
Why did we keep him alive?
Well, because we needed a killer end line. Feel a little underdressed. When he says that,
said while he's wearing breathing apparatus. He's making jokes in the face of countless dead. I feel underdressed. For who? Who is that for?
I
Himself?
also don't understand how he got out of the sub. Oh, I guess they bring it to the surface.
No. This is a huge problem. Because Captain Jack Harkness also is able to exit the sub without there being any difference between the interior pressurized sub. Everybody in this movie has the bends.
For sure.
Fuck the bends. He blew up. When he opened up,
he would have, he'd absolutely be dead. Yeah, they just open a hatch and swim out.
They swim right out.
They swim out.
The water would be...
It would blow them back,
drag you back in. You couldn't swim. Come on.
You can't even get out of the car that fell into a lake. This is a sub. He's like turning a wheel, pushing that open, swimming out. This is...
Wait, I have a question. Wasn't there a whole plot line that never gets, or maybe it does get resolved, and I was in a fugue state during the watching of this movie, but didn't they have like a hypodermic needle to poison the shark or something? They were like, so you're telling me this is going to kill the shark? What happened to that?
I know they're shooting a lot of... I thought that first they had to put the lipstick camera on the shark.
Boy, did I want you to say they were putting lipstick on the shark. Just give the shark a makeover and let it come to the beach party.
By the way,
they were always putting trackers on the shark. Trackers on the little sharks. Trackers on the big sharks. Everybody was trying to get a tracker on the shark.
They're tracking a GPS. They've got a camera on it. What's the shark up to?
By the way, they never look at what the shark is up to really. Like they're just swimming. Like they could always see... And it seems like at certain points the shark is out for blood, and it's like the shark just wants to eat people. The shark, I don't know why the
shark
is
so
drawn
angry. To electricity. The shark is drawn to all of these things.
But then why is he drawn to a woman in a parasail where there's no electricity?
Because I know. My reading of that was that that baby shark was trying to bring her as food for his mom.
Oh?
Okay.
You get an oh?
Okay. Actually, no.
Oh?
No, don't do that.
And by the way, do you think that one little tiny person is going to feed that giant ass shark? She needs to bring 4 boats in there. Marina.
Oh, fuck you,
That's
London.
how I saw that.
Caring so much for a shark and its mom. Eat shit. But when that mama shark came out, I was like, now we're talking.
I wrote down holy shit because it's comically large.
Well, my favorite part is it's like a VFX shot of the giant shark coming out and gobbling up a boat, another boat, all these things. It's the same shot over and over. It goes this way, then they reverse it, it does it this way, and then when the apex bad guy rides a sea-doo out of the boat, it's the same VFX shot laid down. I was
Scene
like, this
7,
is
let's watch
incredible.
it. I mean, this is a classic clip, an internet classic, a viral clip, scene 7.
Love it. He laughs. Ha ha. Same shot. Why is she upset? Yep. Oh, gobble, gobble. Oh my God.
Come in, Ben.
I will go around again.
An amazing scene.
Why is he such a villain? Why is he? We don't show him being so like Bond level villainy. Like there is nothing, and yet he looks back on this carnage and smiles and laughs like it was his plan all along.
It's and then it makes me think: was he the mystery hand?
Yeah. And
Was
also,
he?
why is that woman so upset that the guy who has brought her to this party pushes her down earlier? She is pushed down and he abandons her. Then he steals her life jacket, jumps off into the shark's mouth like a fucking idiot. You're telling me
She loves
he
bad
doesn't
boys,
see the 60-foot...
Jason. She loves
And
bad
she's like,
boys.
oh no! How much better would it have been if she was like, yeah, eat shit!
And then as she's doing that, the shark eats her. All I'll say about the guy in the sea-doo is, chances are he's riding that sea-doo way into the lower intestine of that shark. He's not dead for a bit. That shark is swallowing people whole.
Those people are living in
Yes.
that shark.
This is like
for
Pinocchio.
Hours they're in
Wow.
that shark. When the torpedo hits, many of the people inside are still alive.
Wow. I also I could not make heads or tails of why some of the guests were saved on that one life raft.
It just
What?
didn't get around to eating them, I think. It also appeared, based on outfits of people jumping off, it appeared to me that 2/3 of the people on the boat were cater waiters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they were
definitely
like,
died
let's dress them like a
first.
cater waiter. Jump off.
Yep.
They knew that shit went bad. They're like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't get paid enough for this. Now, I will say that we didn't talk about going to church. One of the best moments
church.
in this movie where I'm like, well, this is a detour I didn't expect.
Remember.
He's like, well, we got to, before we go kill the shark, we got to do something. And then they cut to the church and they were lighting like a vigil candle and they're like, let's pray on it.
This was crazy.
I'm
Forgot
like, is
about
this a
it.
Kirk Cameron movie? Did we just
Forgot
go?
about it.
I mean, what
It
happened
was so
here?
crazy that I agree with June. I had erased it from my mind.
Me too.
I didn't even make a note of it.
I forgot about it.
Simply because it makes so little sense in the movie that you
Yeah.
almost want to be like, they can't have meant this. So I shouldn't talk about it. I'm embarrassed.
Well, I'm just
Yes.
surprised that a very religious man is having so much sex out of wedlock. Now, before we go talk to the audience, I think we do need to talk about the
I
line.
really just want to say, because I've mentioned it, but we have to talk about this line from Captain Jack Harkness.
That's it. Should we play it?
When our fellowship finally assembles, and it's Captain Jack Harkness, and it's Old Man McCain, and they're like, we've got explosives. She has a crossbow. They've got the tornado. They've got the whole thing. And we're gonna leave here at 8 a.m. Late start, honestly. Sunrise probably at 5:36.
For a seafaring mission, When I've gone on fishing trips, you have to be there at 5.
Also, leave now. Be on the water. Be ready. Anyway, she goes, I'm pretty wiped out. He goes, I'm pretty wiped. What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy? Boom. That's the line. Hard cut to him kissing her shoulders. I don't know who taught him what the pussy is, but they got it wrong. He motorboats her and kisses her shoulders. That's it.
Also, in the shower, I'm like, can't these people do something dry?
These guys love the water.
I do want to hear him say it. Let's see scene 6.
Thank you.
All right, you two. Get some sleep, huh? Yes, sir. We'll meet back here at 8 a.m. Don't be late.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too, but I'm really wired. What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
Now, I will reveal my little bit of research. All right, we can cut it.
I will give $100 to everybody who says that to their partner tonight upon leaving this venue.
Before you read whatever you have, Paul, whatever research online you've done about that,
Why? Whatever reason your
Whatever
computer is
that
now
is.
full of viruses.
whatever that is that you've pulled up, I do have to, because I went back and watched this a few times. It was stunning. I was so stunned.
Same.
And I was really I was really
cackled out
stunned.
loud.
But here's what was interesting. It's the line before that I think is very connected to the actual line. And the line before is that he's really wired. And so it's like there's something about him that whenever he gets wired and can't slow his mind down and can't focus and it's just mind racing, he has to eat pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's regulating for him.
That's his meditation, June.
Yeah, it's that's a Xanax.
I just had some espresso. Can I go home and eat your pussy? Oh my God, that affogato was good. I need to eat your pussy right now.
And I love that about him.
By the way,
That was such
I'm
a love
also
it.
going to guarantee when you're wired eating somebody's pussy, it's not good.
That's how you do it tonight. Tonight you're like, oh man. That show is so good. I'm so wired. What do you say? I take you home and eat your pussy.
Okay.
And, okay, before you read whatever it is you found, it's also what was it? Was it a joke?
If it was, it worked.
1,000%.
What a
1,000%
what a
worked.
home run.
But I don't.
You make none of the shots you don't take.
It
Absolutely.
would have been amazing if we had seen him use that line earlier on someone else.
But it's also what's so crazy is unlike the other men. God, I can't stop thinking about this line. Unlike the other men in the movie who are so overtly sexual and harassing and disgusting and patronizing, he really isn't. Or maybe I've just lost the plot a little bit.
No,
but
he's also charming.
He's charming and he seems to be interested in her and what she has to offer as a marine biologist or a paleontologist.
He's not just objectifying her ass in her cargo shorts.
Exactly. And other people are saying that he's a womanizer, but I feel like we didn't really
He's a
see
nice
that.
Catholic man who
Yeah.
cares about protecting the people of this resort.
Which
he
is-
stands up for his morals. He leaves major evidence of a dinosaur in his boss's office.
Which, by
Bad
the way,
move.
so when he said that, I was like, yeah, you can say that, buddy.
Yeah.
You can absolutely say that.
And I'm not surprised at all that they go and do it. The hard cut to it happening.
I wish it would have been a hard cut to him between her legs because the shower is not. Let's go for it. You say it, let's go for it. Now can I reveal
Yeah, go
something?
ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right. Because I think that you can attack this a similar way. That entire line was improvised.
I'm not surprised. Because it's funnier and more specific than every other line in the movie. And I know that because it's underlined and bolded in my notes because I cackled so hard and for so long that I was like, this is electric.
So
It
I will
was
say this.
It was the only moment in the movie where I was like, "There's something happening.
Something real
Something
happened.
is happening between these two people.
Wait,
There's an
can we
energy in the
replay
air."
it? I'm curious. I want to watch her. I want to watch her face.
Okay.
Assuming she doesn't know it's coming.
She doesn't know it's coming. What he was told was, to kind of like put a cap on the scene, right?
Ooh,
to end
boy,
the scene.
did he ever!
And
What we
to-
need, hey,
Whoa.
Captain Jack Harkness, what we need is a button for this scene.
blow,
And he's
yeah.
like, oh, I've got a literal button that I can
And-
work. I'll work that button.
And I just want to, before we watch it, just go like, so we have to assume the entire line is improvised, the wired part too. So this is all coming as an improvisation. So then we can take it from here.
Okay.
All right, you two. Get some sleep, huh?
Yes, sir. We'll meet back here at 8 a.m. Don't be late.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too, but I'm really wired. What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
Now,
She just smiles.
he is rubbing, he's like, you can tell he's a little nervous about saying it. Cause
Well,
he's
you
like,
can tell he's got it. He's got
He's
it
got
locked,
it locked and
loaded.
loaded.
He's like looking down with a sly smile, like, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, we're going home. We're going home early
They
tonight.
kept it in, even though it's legitimately terrible coverage. It's like on him here. It's terrible, but it works so
But it's
well.
better that it's not
It's so
directly on
good.
him.
now he said the director had no response to it. So he was very shocked when he showed this movie to his nephews. Now I'd have some issues because if that was the first moment he was shocked with his nephews, he's got a low threshold. The line has been since dubbed to, what do you say? I take you home and watch I Love Lucy.
Is that for, wait, what do you mean?
On the HBO,
Is that for like TV?
the TV edit is why don't I take you home and watch I Love Lucy? And then
I
they
would
hard
love it
cut
if-
to that shower scene.
I would love it if that took off as like a sly way to say that I'm gonna eat your pussy.
Should
Is
that
to
be the
like,
sh-
"Ooh,
should that
I'd
be the
like
shirt?"
I'd like to watch
a good
I Love
idea.
Lucy.
Let's go home and watch I Love Lucy. That's our shirt. All right, let's go.
Just Lucy cramming vaginas into her mouth like bonbons.
All right, let's go to the crowd. Let's see what they have here. All right. I'll come down to you. Hello, how are you? What's your name?
Dylan.
Dylan, what's your question?
So, in an interview a couple years ago, the director said that he had to leave early, so the ADR and the visual effects were not his fault. He can't watch this film. Should we have?
Great question. I have a problem with the directors, like, I had to leave early. Right?
I know.
It's not like I had to go pick my kids up from school. You're directing a movie. You can be there for.
What a bullshit thing to be like, you know what? I can't take responsibility for what happened because I had to leave early. No. Do the job.
Now, I know that Steven Spielberg left early on the set of Jaws because he knew that the cast or the crew hated him so much, he was afraid they were going to dunk him in the water. So when they blew up the shark at the end of Jaws, he was on an airplane out of there. That is a true fact. All right, so what's your name?
Owen.
And what's your question?
Why did the paleontologist bring business cards with her?
Good.
She's
question.
networking. Networking.
There. Got a lot of information on the business card when you see it.
And the bird is weird. What's that?
It seems that she's being an ornithologist for that bird on
Yeah.
the card. Yes, your name?
Stephen.
Stephen, I love it. Like, you're wearing a hoodie, a How Did This Get Made hoodie, which I've never, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so what's your question?
Not so much a question, more just a little thing for you and for Jason and June as well. When
Thanks.
you guys get up
Thank you for
to-
including
Thank you
us.
so much.
You're very welcome. You're very
That's
welcome.
nice.
So a question for all of us. Okay, here we go.
More of a statement. When you guys get to Glasgow, you two have got to get Paul to do that impression of being wired and going down, because in Scotland they refer to cunnilingus as growling at the badger.
And that, first of all, we'll do it 100%. That will be, that's the only way we're
I
going to do it.
love that. Growling at the badger. Oh, it would have been so much better if he was like, why don't I take you home and growl at the badger? Growling at the badger. Wow. I would like it if anybody else has great... You know what? Forget it. You creeps.
I'm in balcony 1.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's see, I see you right here. What's your name?
Trish.
Okay, Trish, what's your question?
They're on this big boat. He's got all these investors there. They've exploded a part of the fiber optic cable, and what he had the investors there was to invest in another large portion that was kind of global. What do you think the economic fallout from this one shark attack would have for the world?
I loved, too, that when we kept cutting back to not head apex guy from the Sea-Doo, but the two guys in the room of
Forgot
the map
about those
with the
guys.
Map, one, I kept calling them earring and ponytail. And then in their third beat, they're smoking a joint. I was like, how these guys are part of Apex? What is this?
They're referred to as code monkeys by the main Apex. Yeah, weren't they referred
Yeah,
to as
that's
code
great.
monkeys? Yeah. But they had such direct access to our...
Do you want to make the call? I don't want to make the call. What?
My favorite thing about
Apex, I think, only has 11 employees.
My favorite thing about the Apex office is when John McCain goes to visit the head of Apex, the blinds are closed.
Yeah.
Like, clearly they had no view or something terrible had gone on outside. Like to close the blinds in an all-windowed office was a bold. I guess maybe sun was coming in. I don't know, but it was shocking. Like, oh, and then this part of the office was clearly just like, that's fiber optics for the world. These two guys, they look like two people who work with like Homer Simpson. It's like,
Yes. Hey, Homer. It's that. It is that dumb.
And I don't know if we've already covered this, but what does Apex want to do exactly?
Cables underwater.
Cables, AT&T,
broadband?
what?
I don't know. All right, yes, your name?
David.
David, and what's your question?
Well, one quick thing. I love that in a line from the CEO, they managed to get in the line Jurassic Shark.
Oh, I like that.
I missed that.
And similar to the internet search earlier, there's a bit in the submarine where he reroutes the torpedo by typing onto the screen, new target for torpedo, and that's it.
That is amazing.
Great catch.
I'm in balcony 2. Balcony
Oh my
2.
gosh. Paul, be careful.
Be careful, Paul. They're already standing.
So, you have your question written down, and I like that. So here you go. What's your name and your question?
Well, I don't really have a question.
Okay.
I
You have something written down.
So I looked up, I'm sorry, my name is Susan.
Hi, Susan.
At the beginning, his partner, which we referred to as Mr. Vominos, I looked it up on IMDb, and he is an actor who is described as George is a full-fledged Bulgarian lad born in Sofia, Bulgaria, to real-life Bulgarian parents, yet he is attempting a Mexican accent.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. So we're talking about full-on Bulgarian doing Mexican. You have a problem with that.
Real-life Bulgarian parents.
Well, I have an issue with his IMDb profile. Yes. I feel like he wrote...
It seems as though he's being accused of being born to dead Bulgarians. And they're like, no,
Well, there's
they
a
were
lot
real
of there's
and
a lot
alive.
of there's a lot of stolen Bulgarian parent valor out there. So yes, okay. Oh, there's actual sharks. Oh, over there. All right, well, I'll go to the sharks. Here, get our sharks. Hey, sharks. All right.
We don't have so much as a question as there's a line. Sharks are always biting things. And it really spun me out where I was thinking about how many animals have an opportunity to not just bite things. How many animals have opposable thumbs?
You just want to like reflect on sharks. Like that's all they can do, right? We're like penalizing them for
Paul,
just being.
I was wrestling with that same line because I just felt like, how do we know they like to bite things?
I thought also this shark was calling out that they might need a dentist. The teeth are dropping at an aggressive rate, especially for a baby. Why are so many teeth coming out?
I will reveal that every so often I do a Google search, Google image
you
search.
follow a shark on TikTok.
Is it Mystery Shark?
I do a Google image search of just X-rays of sharks' heads to see
What
all
are
of their.
you talking about?
I'm not proud of this, and I'm sure I'm on some sort of a list. But I do a search and I look at pictures of all of the teeth in that shark's skull.
Oh, I was like, what are you looking for? Like, what do you want to know?
I'm looking for teeth.
What's in there?
I'm looking for teeth.
Okay.
And,
and they got
and I'm
them.
finding
They got
them.
row after row of those
row after row after row. So
June.
yeah, a lot of teeth come out. Yep.
I don't want to put you on the spot. You know, as somebody, I perform with you, and you're also my wife. I don't like to put you in
what?
a position. I don't.
How am I just
like
finding out
to
about
put you in a position where you will be exposed. But this gentleman came up to me at first. Was like, he might be too drunk to ask a question, but he revealed himself as having a very good question, and it is coming after you. So here you go.
June, how do you feel about being in a country of male tea drinkers?
Oh. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, everyone. I can take it.
Fantastic question.
It's such a good question.
I've had so much tea in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
Oh, let him
Here's
have it,
what
June.
I'll
Let him
say.
have
No,
it.
I'm absolutely here for this question, and I can stand in my power right now. I will say this. There's a dampness here that has chilled me to the bone. Where I feel like every night I must sit in a bathtub and with hot water, and I have thought to myself, even though I have such a distaste for tea drinkers, I am putting myself in a pot of tea every night and soaking in there. And so I've had a couple moments of understanding and sympathy. But I can't tell you that I feel great about male tea drinkers. I don't. I'm not there. But I'm closer than I was before. So, and that's just that's just me being honest.
I love it. When I get to the hotel, I order a little pot of tea up to the room.
Well, this is what I wanted to say. So I'm feeling a little bit more understanding for British tea drinkers, American tea drinkers, American male, specifically tea drinkers.
June?
Disgusting.
Careful.
Disgusting. Why are you so elderly? Fucking, it's gross. Have a glass of water or have a beer or a drink.
Night?
And stop
At
it.
like
Cut it
12:30
out.
at night,
Cut it
have a
out.
beer?
Cut it out. Be a man.
I am in the upper balcony. All right. It's a good-looking bunch here. Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Zach.
Zach, your question.
So in the scene where the baby shark perfectly seals the boat and they are continuously kicking, our leading lady came in to specifically grab a shotgun and blast the brains out of that baby shark. However, as soon as the shark comes in, she decides to do a lateral pass and chuck the shotgun as far as she can across the room. And I just wondered why.
Well, I think she's wrestling with the fame of finding a dinosaur or killing a dinosaur and saving her life. She's constantly conflicted. I mean, we talked about her before, but she looks at death all the time, so she's like, I don't care that people die. That's my job. I'm a paleontologist. She's like Luther.
But the moment, because I had that experience too, watching her reaction and the way she threw that rifle, it didn't feel like she was conflicted, like, oh, I don't want to hurt this shark. It felt like, oh no, I've been caught with a gun.
Yeah.
It was absolutely bizarre. You know, her reactions too, the way she reacted to the parasailer at the edge of the boat initially, she seemed excited.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
She's excited to see her flail about.
I agree, and to piggyback off of the question up there, I do believe the movie for quite some time is trying to establish her as a villain. Like Captain Jack Harkness is kind of like, hey, what do you want to kill this thing or do you want to like love this thing or whatever? He's got some line like that. And then it's like, oh no, Apex are the bad guys and the resort manager is the bad guy. And she comes around and is like, when I saw that woman die, now I want to kill the shark too. I need to now murder. I've got bloodlust.
It's true because it wasn't like, and that's why the line about you're extinct.
Yeah. No, you're extinct, fucker.
It wasn't just like, oh, I'm okay with now protecting human life and valuing it more than shark life. It was like, I'm going to get this shark, this one today.
Yeah.
And I will say, the way she blew that shark's brains out.
That shark, because the way you started that line, the way she blew, pause.
But it was so violent. It was like she made the shark commit suicide. I know we said the shark didn't have like opposable thumbs, but she gave the shark that feeling like it really was like an up through the head. And the brain just came out so gross on the wall. I don't know why they couldn't show it. Why couldn't you show a shark's head exploding?
Because they didn't have anything that would allow that.
That's true. Okay.
They had none of it. And the shotgun is like, pow! It's like not like that, doesn't sound like that. They didn't even have the budget for a shotgun sound.
Also, when she brings a bucket full of blood as chum, it does, when they throw it out, it looks like, oh, that is grape juice.
Yep.
There was like, I've always seen chum in movies as like guts and fish and blood. This is like Jell-O before you put it in the fridge.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, well, obviously we have opinions about this movie, but there are people out there with a different opinion. It is now time for Second Opinions. Our friend from Greece is back.
Actively being booed. Wow.
So, I'm Petros, the Greek guy, and I'm gonna sing a song about my experience last night waiting for our hosts in the cold of the night and Megalodon. And it goes like this. 10:30, went backstage to meet my heroes. Jason waved and left in record time, so rude. Paul and June were super polite, and at that point, I started seeing stars. Help me now. I saw stars in the air. Clap your hands for me. 5 stars were everywhere. Everybody clap your hands, and it goes. Give me a second opinion. Stocks were all stock food, that's bad, I gave it 5 stars. Give me a second opinion. Bulgaria plays Mexico, I gave it 5 stars. Give me a second opinion. Megalodon.
Wow.
Baby, don't break it. You got it. You got it. To get out on a high.
Yeah, no, walk away. Walk away.
You got out on a high. Yes.
He's back. He's back, baby.
He did it.
He did it.
He did it.
We love
redeemed himself.
He redeemed himself. That was great. Take
Bravo,
your win.
bravo.
You got to win. You got him back. Here we go.
He did it.
All right. There are a lot of reviews of Shark Attack 3 Megalodon. No, I'm lying. There aren't. There are 195 total reviews. Just to put that in perspective, sometimes we do films that have 40,000 reviews. So 195, 40% are 5-star reviews. And I'm going to say this. A lot of them were written in jest. So we have to dig through to kind of find which ones actually really are standing the test of truth here.
And that's something that someone's job is to sift through the reviews.
Yes. Molly Reynolds goes, reads through all of these and goes, all right, I think this is real. I think this is fake. Then I read hers and go, I think that one's a fake one. It got through you. There's a lot of levels here of protection going on. This is from Eileen McHenry. It was reviewed in 2017. And she writes, you will never see another movie like this one. Let's just hope it never happens in real life. 5 stars. A. and Tyrion writes this review. So we're watching the FX channel, and all of a sudden, this great white shark shows up, and my son is sold. He thinks it's the best thing ever. Little did I know that when I purchased the movie, there were naked people and sex scenes. This is the part I don't understand, but I'm going to read it as written. My grandpa tell me, you know, shark movie has naked men and women. Embarrassed? Yes. Nonetheless, if my 5-year-old likes it, it can't be that bad.
Is that a barometer? Is that a reliable barometer?
I don't know, but there's also like a moment here of like he's playing out a scene where like
yeah, I don't like this at all.
And the reality is, you only need to watch the trailer to see that there's nudity in this movie.
He's saying he watched the I Love Lucy version, and then he got the DVD FX, and he got the Let's Go Eat the Pussy version.
You're right.
All right. And
I like that we're calling it the I Love Lucy version.
That may be the shirt.
Release the I Love Lucy version.
That's really all the reviews fit to read. But maybe I'll end on this one from Sheriff of Rottingham. I am now so afraid to go into the ocean, even on a big boat, because the Megalodon eats boats. I thought this movie would be bad and a rip-off all the Jaws movies, but boy, I was wrong. I love the cinematography, and the chemistry between the main characters was through the roof. I threw my popcorn in the air when the Megalodon first surfaced. It scared the living daylights out of me. You need to buy this movie now if you don't have it already. I guarantee this will be your favorite movie ever. 5 stars, incredible cinematic action. The Megalodon looks real. And again, I can't tell if that's real or fake.
I'm worried about that person.
Me too, because it felt a little too real.
Yeah. I threw my popcorn in the air?
Just so you know, this is a sequel. The first movie is called Shark Attack. It is about an African fishing village starring Casper Van Diem. And then the second movie is called Shark Zone, about a man who has a fear of sharks who is forced by a Russian crime syndicate to get a second treasure there's a bunch of sharks down there. And they use all the same shots from the first movie and the second movie in this third movie. They use 10 minutes of footage from Shark Zone in Shark 3. And the film Shark Zone also goes by Jurassic Shark. So this is the third film there. And there's no budget. Of course.
There's no budget listed. There was a budget.
There was a budget, but we don't
it was
know.
Low.
We don't know what it was. All I can tell you is this: This movie came out in 2002, like I mentioned. It came out the same years as Britney Spears' Crossroads, Adventures of Pluto Nash, The Country Bears, Master of Disguise, Rollerball, and Killing Me Softly. That's all this. We've done. This is a good year for our show, 2002.
And a bad year for cinema.
Look, terrorists just attacked, and we were like, we greenlight all these movies. We don't know anymore.
This is all we have.
I will say that the director of this movie also directed a number of X-rated films under the pseudonym Sven Conrad. So,
Sven Conrad?
Yes.
Wow.
Is that why he left early to get back to his real work?
He also reused some footage from those movies in this movie film. Okay, so would you recommend this film?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's
5 stars.
honestly, it was enjoyable to watch. I obviously wish the big mama shark came out earlier.
Same.
Sure, but
when you find out they only had certain 10 minutes of shots they could use,
Yeah.
they got the most out of them. They did
got the most
everything
out of
but
it.
make the shark come down from above as if the shark was in the sky.
I will say for that moment alone and for that line of dialogue, like this is worth it.
Yeah. This is, I mean, maybe a phenomenal movie.
And again, we are not a well people up here, so take
I will
that
say,
for
yeah, it takes me, for a movie to take my breath away 3 times, which it did.
Take my breath away.
It was truly a joy to watch. I mean, this movie it's got it all, and it's got that great jet ski into the shark's mouth at the end, and the best
It's got people
headline.
jumping into the sharks. I mean, the action is top notch.
phenomenal.
And the last line is pretty killer. Megla who? Does it make sense? No, but it
No,
feels
didn't matter.
right.
Didn't matter.
And that's this whole movie. It feels so right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved every goddamn minute of it.
I did too.
Yeah?
Truly, I did too.
It was here's what I'll say. It was a beautiful day here in London. Gorgeous spring day. Give it up. It's it's oftentimes a gray, gloomy city. I went to, Paul, and I'm certain your book will be there. This is a plug for your book. I want to shout out Chris from Daunt Books in Marleybone.
Yes.
Daunt Books. Chris, a fan of the show, who couldn't make it tonight because he's working selling books. So give it up for Chris right now at Daunt Books, who's doing the work.
Pre-order from Daunt Books.
Who's going to be selling Paul's book. But you guys, I had to leave a beautiful day to go back to the hotel to watch this pile of garbage. And I couldn't have loved it more.
Yeah.
Jason, we'll one-up you. We made our children sit in a hotel room while we watched it without them. We're like, you sit over there and we sit in this corner. You don't look over here.
Yeah.
Don't talk
And we're
to
like,
us
don't,
for
don't
90
ask
minutes.
us for anything.
I love
working.
that their experience is just like every once in a while watching you guys be like,
But also separately.
We were watching
you're not
it
watching
separately.
the same screen?
No.
Oh, of course not.
No, heavens no.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you, everybody who came out. Jason Mantzoukas, June Diane Rayfield. Thank you to all of you who came out tonight. And
You
thank
did it!
Thank you for coming.
Give it up for
flying
Paul
in.
Scheer!
Good night, everybody.
Eat shit, London!
But wait, the episode is not over. No, if you want to be a part of our live audience, well, I guess you can't be a part of your live audience, but you can feel like it by getting a brand new t-shirt made just for this film, or a sticker or a mug, whatever you want. TeePublic got you covered. Go to tpublic.com/stores/HDTGM. And if you're in London, my book is available in London. That's right. Go to Waterstones. Joyful Recollections of Trauma is there. If you want me to personalize your book, go to my website, paulscheer.com. And if you've bought my book, continue to rate it and review it on Amazon and Goodreads. It really, really helps, and I've been blown away by the reaction. I just want to thank you, but I also want to thank everybody in London who brought Shark Attack 3 to life. I'm talking about the staff at the Hackney Empire, our tour manager, Beth Thomas, and our recording engineer, Matt Rice. If you have a correction or omission from this episode, leave me a voicemail at 619-PAUL-ASK or write a comment on our Discord at discord.gg/HDTGM, and then make sure to tune in next week to our Last Looks follow-up episode on Shark Attack 3 to hear me respond to your messages and announce the next movie on our Hot Shark Summer series. Jason and I will also talk with Jordan Morris, who you might remember him from our Skyline episode. He's got a brand new book coming out, which is great. We're talking about graphic novels, Comic-Con, music, and a lot more. Remember, if you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please make sure that you are subscribed to our feed and have automatic downloads turned on in the show settings. It helps us, and we appreciate it. And last but not least, I got to thank our entire team to whom this show could not be done without. I'm talking about our producers, Scott Sonny and Molly Reynolds, and our movie-picking producer, Avril Halley, and our engineer, Casey Holford, and our associate producer, Jess Cisneros. People, one thing that you didn't know about me is I'm in Twisters. Go see it this weekend. Anyway, that's all I got. See you next week on Last Looks. Until then, bye for now.